5,000 elite Roman soldiers marched into the fog of northern Britain and simply ceased to exist. No bodies were ever found. No broken armor. No record of a battle. Rome's 9th Legion, the Hispana, was the pride of the empire, until they became its greatest ghost story. Did they desert? Were they slaughtered by a forgotten tribe? Or did the empire deliberately erase them from history to hide a shameful truth? Today, we dive into the cold case that has baffled historians for 2,000 years. Welcome back to The Forgot History. Our story begins in 108 AD. Emperor Trajan ruled an empire at its zenith, stretching from the deserts of Africa to the wild frontiers of Britannia. And guarding that frontier, facing the Pictish tribes of modern-day Scotland, was the infamous 9th Legion, Legio IX Hispana. These weren't raw recruits. The 9th were veterans, hardened by decades of conquest across Spain, Gaul, and the savage lands of Britain itself. 5,000 highly trained, battle-scarred Roman soldiers, armed with gladius and shield, disciplined and formidable. But something happened. The historical record, usually so meticulous for Rome, becomes eerily silent. Somewhere north of York, they marched into the mists and were never seen again. For centuries, their disappearance was a historical footnote, then a persistent whisper. Unlike other legions lost in battle, there was no mass grave discovered, no overwhelming evidence of a final, desperate stand. No victory boasts from a conquering enemy. Imagine 5,000 men, their weapons, their standards, their entire logistical train, gone. Not just lost in a skirmish, but as if they'd been erased from the very fabric of history. The Roman Empire, famed for its meticulous record-keeping, suddenly had a gaping hole in its military roster. Historians debated, was it a simple administrative error? A slow attrition that went unrecorded? Or was it something far more sinister, a deliberate act of suppression? One of the most enduring theories is that the 9th Legion met its end at the hands of the fiercely independent Pictish tribes. These northern warriors were known for their guerrilla tactics, their intimate knowledge of the harsh terrain, and their absolute refusal to be conquered. Perhaps the Legion marched too deep, too confidently, into hostile territory. Lured into an ambush, cut off from supplies, bogged down in treacherous bogs and forests. A relentless, drawn-out slaughter that left no survivors to tell the tale. Archaeological evidence of Pictish strongholds and Roman-Pictish clashes exists, but none points definitively to the annihilation of such a massive force. Where are the thousands of bodies? The distinct Roman weaponry? Another fascinating theory suggests the 9th Legion wasn't destroyed, but merely relocated. Some Roman records indicate legions were often shuffled around the vast empire to quell rebellions or reinforce other frontiers. Could the 9th have been quietly transferred to the Rhine frontier, or even further east, to Parthia, to fight a new enemy? Perhaps their records were simply merged with another legion, or their identity was deliberately obscured to avoid panic or shame after a major defeat in Britain. The problem with this theory? Later records of the 9th Legion in other parts of the empire are highly debated and often seem to refer to auxiliary units, not the core legion itself. And why would such a large, veteran force simply vanish from the British records without a clear transfer order? But what if the disappearance was deliberate? What if the 9th Legion suffered such a catastrophic, humiliating defeat that the emperor himself ordered its memory be erased? Rome was not above historical revisionism. A lost legion could be a propaganda nightmare, signaling weakness on the fringes of the empire. Perhaps the 9th mutinied, or was wiped out in a blunder so profound it needed to be buried forever. This theory gains traction when considering the sheer lack of physical evidence. If an entire legion was wiped out, surely some significant archaeological trace would remain. Unless, of course, the site was deliberately cleansed, or the records deliberately destroyed. Could a secret society within Rome itself have orchestrated this cover-up? Perhaps the Senate, or even powerful families, sought to hide a scandal that would destabilize the Pax Romana. 2 millennia later, the fate of the 9th Legion remains one of ancient Rome's most baffling cold cases. Was it a massacre in the mists, a silent transfer to a distant land, or a dark secret buried by the empire itself? Whatever the truth, the vanishing of Legio IX Hispana serves as a powerful reminder that even the mightiest empires have their inexplicable shadows, their unsolved riddles etched into the annals of time. What do you think happened to Rome's lost legion? Share your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of history, hit that like button, subscribe to The Forgot History, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the past. And for another fascinating Roman mystery, check out our video on the secret society of ancient Rome right here.